The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting high, I wonder when it all goes down, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
The scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right stand that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
Hello, welcome. Happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to our silent supporters. Happy Friday to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in as usual. Today's topic is Wrong and Strong with your hosts Byron and Anne-Marie, and we're expecting Melting Pot to join us shortly. Remember, guys, the impending natural disaster, make sure you follow all the instructions and make sure you keep safe. Those in low-lying, flood-prone areas, if you're asked to evacuate, please do so and not linger, because if anybody tries to rescue you, then that's more lives in danger. So please follow all instructions and make sure that you gather the necessary supplies that you might need for a couple days. Let me just say welcome those in the chat. Doreth McCoy, Carla Ebanks, Beverly, Damian Goss, Barbara Finley, Laverne, Yvette, Candy Max, our channel member, bless up yourself, Pauline Robinson, bless up. Asking what happened to Pinks. Without any delay, I am going to hand over to Byron.
All right.
Christopher, happy, bless up yourself.
Yes. Once again, just let me say thank you, Oni, for that precursor there. Let me just say this as it relates to, the current press conference, right, regarding to the disaster preparedness, right, relating to Tropical Storm Melissa. And I am really disappointing as it relates to the press conference. And I sat and I listened, and to all the persons I have listened to so far, one fundamental thing is so missing. And it is shameful. And I realized that Desmond Mackenzie, right, seems to be conveniently taking away himself, because he came out wrong and strong, and we call him out on that in terms of his big fat lie Now, let me just say something. As I said, not one person, even including the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister is still speaking, had spoken on a firm. I want mainstream media to carry on this too. Not one of them, right, has spoken on a firm structural drainage system that would prevent unnecessary flooding amid the development of a tropical storm, right, that has the potential to become a major hurricane. That is an embarrassment. On my last live, I said this government is proven to Jamaican people over and over that they are a reactive government, not a proactive government. And let me say this to all of them, right, who currently, right, at this press conference. You cannot be properly prepared and you don't have good structural drainage system. Under no circumstances. Number one, Jamaica locates within what we call a hurricane belt. Come on. It is just common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that, okay, all right, we are in this location. Here after here, we have what we call a hurricane season. So we should know by this, computing this in our brain cell, that we definitely have a hurricane season and what we need to do in terms of properly prepared. Now, the Jamaica Labour Party, right, at the helm from 2016, and year after year, 10 years, doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. The few drain system that we have, there's no proper upkeep on those drainage systems. No proper upkeep. And every year, where we have this season, the hurricane season, we keep on struggling as it relates to flooding, and we're going back to the same old, right? Not doing anything, not having a robust structural drainage system so that within the hurricane season, that sort of system now would help to alleviate unnecessary flooding. So how are you right now as we speak doing your press conference, right? And not one of you, right, is talking about the structural drainage system, a robust structural drainage system that can save us millions of dollars, save lives. Proper planning. And I sit here and I watch and I listen. Listen to Dana Morris. Listen to Pernell Charles Jr. Listen to all of them. Matthew Samuda. Right? And before we switch, come on the live, listen to the Prime Minister. Not one of them, right, had spoken on a solid structural drainage system that would help to alleviate 70 or 80% of the problem. majority of the areas in Jamaica that when we have tropical depression building up, if we have proper drainage system, that would have now challenged effectively some of the vulnerabilities. And you are going to tell me that you have brilliant people, so-called brilliant people, right? I want to know if what I'm saying, if I am wrong. How are you going to deal with hurricane preparedness or tropical storm preparedness? And you don't have an inclination, right, to fix the drainage system, and not only fix the drainage system, of proper upkeep on those drainage systems. Does it make sense, Jamaica, that we keep on doing the same thing over and over for how many years, right? Storm comes, hurricane come, whatever come, torrential downpour come, and all we are doing is just reacting, right? Come on, it makes no sense. And this worst government has not done anything in terms of the upkeeping of the drain and also putting new drainage system as it relates to modernizing those systems. So you see that we lack leadership. And here's the Prime Minister. The first thing that he got on the podium, right? Talking of how his leadership is present everywhere. Man, this is beyond dunceness. This is beyond dunceness. Because at the end of the day, right, you cannot be preparing for such system, hurricane, tropical storm, and you don't have a proper drainage system put in place. And they don't want to speak about it. So Mackenzie take for himself. From Beryl, a lot of the contractors have not been paid. When you see where it bleeding to, I see where him have to take for himself. Came out and lied. And said and then between then and now, right, the upkeeping of the system not being done. When you look, and I'm going to show you some clip, people. When you look as it relates to now, what they are doing now, and you see the amount of debris that they are taking out of the gullies, and you said, my God, several trucks moving out debris from out of a particular area, and you say to yourself that if it was having a consistent bear on the system, cleaning the system appropriately, then you wouldn't have to have that. So it goes to show you how reactive the government is as opposed to being proactive. And mainstream journalists, right, need to speak on these issues. Ask the government that, okay, if you have, right, where you have the drainage system, you have proper upkeep of the drainage system and new drainage system, right, input in place, right, we would be better prepared. But that is not the conversation. And you see, they are now having a so-called press conference, and they are diverting away from addressing that situation. Not one of them. They're all diverting away from speaking about a solid, right, drainage system that could help to alleviate many of the flooding and the possibility of this situation continues is going to take lives. So where is the prudency? Where is the leadership? Leadership is totally missing. Now, let me just show some clips as it relates to what I'm talking about. And we are going to show situations from Beryl that existed from Beryl and situation that we're still dealing with in this current situation. So what is the resolution? What is the resolution, Prime Minister Andrew Holness? What is the resolution? The resolution is the answer cannot be that every year we know that we are going to approach an hurricane system, and we continue to do what we always do, right? Nothing. When the hurricane come in, you know, we're talking about officer disaster preparedness. We come out and we give statement and we give speech and we tell people to buy hurricane straps. We tell people to do this and we tell people to do that, and we are not doing the firm structural development that's supposed to alleviate, right, unnecessary flooding. I mean, we can't stop the season, right? The season is out of nature. We farm into a location, into a hurricane belt. So we have the season. So we can't stop it. But we can prepare as it relates to what can come and the aftermath of these storms on a yearly basis, or hurricane, or you know, whatever it is. Right? We are within the situation, and we have to act with the quality of leadership by doing the right thing. And what is the right thing? Jamaica need strong, robust, solid structural drainage system. And not only that we need them, we need to upkeep them. How many of our drain? This is what I want to ask the Jamaica Labour Party administration. Have you ever done a statistics in terms of going around the island and see how many of these drains, you understand, not having proper upkeep? You are going to be shamed. You are going to be shamed as it relates to your administration. And Andrew Honest, let me talk to you specifically, because this is so, and this is one of the reasons why you have the challenge in your constituency. Drainage in your area, you being the Prime Minister, Andrew Honest, a lot of those drainages being blocked. You, Andrew Honest, you had neglected your constituents. A lot of people are talking within your constituents, and that's why you have the problem with Buchanan now in court, which you're out to lose the constituents. Right? And so then these are serious structural issues, and this show the sort of leadership that you're offering. It is madness. So let us go into, because I want to address Big Mama. You know. I'm going to put Big Mama in place. Now, let us go to some of this on the burial and history of flooding. Let us show Jamaican people what I'm talking about. Now, people, this is what we are talking about. This is 2024. There's a date. Look at what happened. So Jamaican people, look at the heavy body of water during burial situation. Now let me show you another clip. No, what I'm talking about, you know, I want Jamaica to observe, and I want mainstream media to pick it up. You understand, and deal with the Jamaica Labour Party administration as it relates to strong, robust, structural drainage system that is going to solve 3/4 or 80% of the problem relating to flooding. Right? The damage of property, the loss of products, and all of that. A good drainage system is going to alleviate several of those problems. Unnecessary flooding as a result of poor leadership. There's no quality in Andrew Honest's leadership. If you're not aiming to say, okay, all right, we are dealing with this. This is a seasonal thing. What policy you have around a seasonal issue as it relates to the hurricane? How are you going to effectively deal with a seasonal issue? So then every year you're just going to be reactive. For 10 years you've been there, you're just being reactive. Come on. I am showing you now the actual situation. Simple means you must have a paradigm shift in terms of dealing with, right, the upkeeping of our drainage system, and put in some new drainage system that fits the modern time. You okay, honey? Right? So then this is what we are saying. You understand? As a result of prudency. Now, look at this, my Jamaican people. Let us go to the next video. I am only showing, right, the prolonged madness. This again, carried again. Look at it, people. Okay, why am I showing this? It simply means that when this system finishes with us, right, depend if it reaches category 4, some of the same areas that you have seen that similar type of flooding, you are going to see it in 2025. And if you go back in history, right, as it relates to all of the serious hurricanes that affected in those areas, you still see them. The reoccurrence of these situations, and nothing happened. Now look at the next clip, my people. I'm just showing you. Look at this. I want Andrew Wallace to get it, because he doesn't get it. Look at this.
Would happen a few days ago, and now it's official. Melissa is no longer just a concern. It's expected to strengthen into a catastrophic hurricane. The storm has slowed almost to a standstill in the central Caribbean, drifting west-northwest at barely 2 miles an hour. Winds remain near 50 miles per hour, but forecasters now say Melissa could reach Category 4 strength by Monday, and possibly Category 5 as it feeds on record heat from the Caribbean Sea. This storm is moving through an environment that couldn't be more favorable for explosive growth. Deep, warm water, low wind shear, and extreme humidity. The real threat is not just wind, but rain. Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic are bracing for torrential downpours that could last for days. Flash floods, mudslides, and widespread power outages are all likely. In mountainous regions, rainfall totals could top 20 inches, enough to destroy infrastructure and cut off entire communities. Officials have closed schools, suspended transport, and urged people in flood zones to evacuate. The system's slow crawl will magnify every impact. Even areas outside the direct path will face flooding and coastal surge. For the United States, the threat remains low, but for the Northern Caribbean, this is the storm of the season. Potentially the most powerful system of 2025. We said this.
All right. Now let us show some recent development, right, as it relates to we are addressing some situation and cleaning some drains. And when you see the level of debris, right, it's just appalling, right? And you wonder what the government is doing with taxpayers' money. All of the taxpayers were paying their money. They're also paying to the fact that they need those drains to be sustained. They need them to be upkept, right? And they need to have a strong system put in place to preserve our drainage system. Now, look at this, my Jamaican people.
This road is almost impassable.
So that's video footage showing a major problem in Jamaica. Birdsucker Avenue in Barbican is already underwater, with roads impossible to drive on because of heavy rain. This is a big concern because Jamaica constantly struggles with flooding, and now there's Tropical Storm Melissa coming. The government has issued a watch, warning people to get ready for more heavy rain, flash floods, and landslides as the slow-moving storm gets closer.
This guy is coming. This is
Jamaica. So the clip that I show is 2 days ago, you know. And remember that Melissa has not taken effect as yet. And you have seen that without Melissa take any effect, serious effect, you see what is happening because the drainage system is porous. Andrew Honest, are you me I talk to? The system is porous. So the clip that I showed you just a while ago, 2 days, right? As a result of the country reacting to the outer bands, right? You see that the system has already broken. It has already broken, right? No drain. And so then you have that heavy load of water, right, start to block traffic. This is what I am talking about, Andrew Holness. And you don't seem to, your government don't seem to realize that. Now let me show you another thing so that now you can see exactly what I'm talking. I am spoon feeding you. I am spoon feeding you. Now let us go to the clip with Mr. Dawes. Look at this, my Jamaican people.
On Patricia Avenue in Edgewater, and you would have seen some of the videos of the flooding. And how far up the water had gone, John?
Right under the window.
Under the window in the house. But the citizens, of course, had started some work on the gully, and we're going to take over the project, and we're going to make sure that everything is clear in preparation for the storm. So residents of Edgewater, especially Patricia Avenue, we are on it, and you should be okay once that drain is clear. But still make your preparations for the incoming storm. So some of you may have seen the videos with the flooding on Patricia Avenue in Edgewater, and in fact the citizens had already started to do some work where they were clearing the drains of some rubble from a collapsed wall. I am coming on board now to give some assistance, and I just want to commend the residents for coming together even before we had the opportunity to come in and give some assistance, to take matters into their own hands and start the clearing, looking out for each other, even though this block drain was not affecting them at this side of the community. The other side was getting affected, and they all came together, and this is how we want to facilitate persons within the community working together for the mutual benefit of all, and that's what we're all about right now. So as you can see, we still have some rubble in the drain, and we're going to make sure that everything is clear and the chances of flooding is decreased significantly.
So take that away. Let me talk to my Jamaican people. Let me talk to my Jamaican people. And let me talk to Andrew Honest. So Andrew Honest, you get it? Do you get it? So you keep a press conference, right? What does that press conference mean to us if you are not addressing the issues that need to be addressed? What is the reason for the press conference? What is the reason for the press conference? To talk about, okay, sometimes I have to quarterback in, and sometimes I have to lead from the front. Doing what? What are you doing? What are you doing? The clip that I just showed is 23 hours ago, sir. The system has not yet seriously hit Jamaica. And you see the system collapse. So what to when the system hit Jamaica? What is going to happen? And yet, I heard Matthew Samuda, right, wanting to say, okay, all right, Just stay and listen to the government authorities who are speaking about this issue. Because people are not to listen to social media. Because social media is highlighting the serious issues that you need to address. Not one of you in the press conference, not one, speak about a strong structural drainage system. So in many communities, right, that have their municipal and who voted for such councillor and mayor who's supposed to ensure the constituency in their community, drainage system being clean and upkeep. What happened to the money? What happened to taxpayers' money? And many of these communities are going to be facing the flood because of what? And face several damages because several drains are not clean. People build their homes, them homes flooded out, right? Furniture damage, appliance damage, and the problem goes on here to here to here to here, and all what the government need to do is just come out and react and speak about Office of Disaster Preparedness and tell, come on, this is just bulls. What happened to the taxpayers' money? How the taxpayers' money being surgically being used within the constituency, right? So that we know very well, let me repeat myself, that we have a hurricane season to deal with. And in dealing with an hurricane season, right, the community development is essential and important for persons to preserve their goods, preserve their assets, preserve their properties. You are making Jamaica poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer. Because when each system comes and damage people, products, properties, and assets, are you going to give them it back? Let us start the truth now. Are you going to give them it back? No, they have to start all over again. And so that each year, as it relates to hurricane season, right, we should know what is going to happen. But the corruption of your government, you understand, robbing up taxpayers' money, you don't have it to pay out. You owe several contractors from way back in beryllium. And so then now it comes a problem now. You don't want to speak about it. So then guess what? Desmond McKenzie take time, take for himself. Or you tell Desmond McKenzie to take for himself. Because he came out and told a fat lie. What happened to the money? And each year we're digging the taxpayers. What the people are get voting for you people? On the worthless. What the people are getting? Now I want to find out if mainstream media is not going to lead a narrative, if Big Mama is not going to lead a narrative, right? And drain system, robust drain system that need to put in place to preserve our community, to preserve the constituencies, and in general, protect the citizenry of Jamaica. That's all I am asking. That's all I am asking. No time for you, no Big Mama. Come in front of the class. Me ready for you. Now. So, we deal about that. You understand? And them press conference. Them press conference, let me tell you something. If you are not dealing with, you understand, the structural drainage system of Jamaica, your press conference is a garbage. Nothing coming out of your press conference. You can keep that. Now, let us get into Mr. Cliff Hughes. And let Jamaica hear your Cliff Hughes. I come for you this morning. Right? Make Jamaica hear you, Cliff Hughes. Eh? Tell us you're out and bright, you know. Right? Look at how much money you owe the government. Now, let me listen to you now, Cliff Hughes. Yeah, go ahead.
Go keep yourself, quiet yourself for the moment. When you go to the people and you articulate your major policy goals and plans, and they reject you, they voted for the other man, the other party, the convention is that you not keep quiet, but you stay low, yeah, for some months, a year or two, look at your position, rethink, consult, and come again. This golden-led PNP doesn't seem to have that, doesn't seem to grasp that they lost. And I think it's a part of the failure of institutional knowledge inside the People's National Party at this time. It doesn't have, it seems to me, that institutional knowledge and experience to offer at the leadership level a group of people or some people who can say, no, you lost. You now need to fix your policy platform, your personnel, your focus, your priorities, and come back. But they don't seem to get that. So he now comes out and beats his chest about no to any move unless you're going to give me what I want. Go away, you lost. Go keep yourself, quiet yourself for the moment. Yeah?
Take him out.
Go away, you lost.
Jamaica, we continue to listen to this propagandist and continue to listen to this criminal. Why am I calling him criminal? If Cliff Hughes was under the umbrella of the United States or UK or any, other first world country, exempt Jamaica.
Somebody calling.
Cliff Hughes, you'd have gone to prison.
Pardon?
You'd have gone to prison.
Hold the line. Hold the line a bit.
You have owed the country over $1.8 billion in tax. And the government continue, right, to facilitate your corruption. Hold on, let me just answer this call.
Pull that forward. I answered him already. You just need to put it on.
Okay, yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Real.
Oh, rural. Go ahead, my brother. Now go deal with him, rural. Now go deal with him.
But as we said on the chat earlier on, we don't expect anything better from the government. Why we don't know. Why we are talking to the government about them sitting with them I do?
Well,
they never do nothing better before. I don't like say they drop off a ship, say you encourage them to come back for farm. They never do nothing yet.
yes. Well,
You say you're spoon feeding with a little chat that we give with information. The man have the gold spoon in their mouth, so he can't have a spoon in their mouth.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
But tell you otherwise, burn your blood pressure with them people, because the people don't want better, but the people enjoy what they vote for.
All right. Now we get a chance. Now we get a chance. Yeah, let me deal with Big Mama. All right, my brother. All right, blessings, rural. Okay, now, so Big Mama. So now you are eating out of the trough and you are comfortable. But let me address you. – Mark Golden did not lose this election. you seems to not getting it, Big Mama, where as it relates to you and Dushi and Savada. And you know what happened in a Big Mama. You know very well what happened as it relates to Vivo. You know what happened. But this is how you extend yourself to continue to be naughty. And that is one of the reasons why also PJ Patterson sued you, right? And won. Because you're a propagandist. You're a Jamaica Labour Party operative. However, you and other Jamaica Labour Party administration, right, don't seem to forget, don't seem to know that, of course, your leader, right, along with the assistance of you and Dushi and Savadia, had stolen democracy from the Jamaican people. You know you have done it. You know you have done it, Big Mama. Now, let me show you, right, some of the aiders and abettors, right, as it relates to the stolen of our democracy. Let me show you. Because never before, and we are going to compare, a director of election, the previous director of election, who had done more elections than Glasspool Brown, was not being awarded. Because he was someone who stay away from corruption. But let me show you someone who meddle in corruption, absorb corruption, and help to sell out democracy, and show you how this government awarded him. Now let us show you. Now lift up that document on. Yeah, let us show you. Let us show you this. And let us just run through this quickly. Here it is. Director of Elections to receive CD on October 20. Right? October 13, 2025. Here he is. This is the big old dirty sellout. This is Mr. Bagawaya. Right? He missing for a while, but we just found him. Have you heard the song? Cliff Hughes? Where is Bagawaya? He's nowhere around. See him here. This is Bagawaya. This is Bagawaya that helped, right, to sell out the election and being awarded, right, Director of Election Glasspool Brown is to receive the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander for his outstanding service in selling out the election. Take that away. That's how it reads. Now, come here, Cliff Hughes. Let me give the final clip and finish with you, Cliff Hughes. Let me give you an example and proof as to why we are saying that you know that this election has been stolen. Look at here, Cliff Hughes. Here it is. Here is your Prime Minister. Here is your leader. You understand? Having problem as it relates to his constituency. That's why I'm tell Desmond McKenzie to take himself out on the press conference, because he has not given any service to his constituency. The amount of black drain in our constituency is a shame. It's a crime shame. So look here now. Supreme Court 2-year Buchanan application for judicial review. Have you seen this? Kingston, Jamaica, the Supreme Court has scheduled Tuesday, November 18, right, to hear the application for leave for judicial review, right, of a decision made by the constituted authority in the St. Andrew West Central election dispute. The application was filed by Paul Buchanan, the People's National Party aspirant who contested the September 3 general election and subsequently sought to have the result declared void because you rob him. Take it away. Because you rob him. Cliff Hughes, you and Dushianti, Savada rob him. And Andrew Holness. You, Dushi and Savada and Andrew Wallace rob the man. You run out with your outer order self, your outer order. Now, let me get into the corruption now and show Jamaica. Because we have seen that, of course, Juliet Owens in Parliament, and she have a microphone system that, you know, she like to hold control because she a dictator. And she want to manipulate. Let me ask you what Jamaica is not asking you and what mainstream is not asking you. How much you pay for them Telvic microphone system? Me research it, you know. I mean, I come out for dash out the garbage today. And we want a new investigation into this. How much you pay for the Telvic system that you have in Parliament? You hear me I tell you? Because I know the system that you have. And I researched the system that you have in Parliament. I'm going to dash out on the business today. We're all criminal. Now, let us go to the new microphone system installed at Parliament. Let us show Jamaica. Let us expose you know. We are criminals. Now here it is. New microphone system installed at Parliament, October 1, 2023. Here it is, people. The new system. Here it is. We're going to tell you the name of the system. A Telvic D-Cerner conference microphone system has been installed at Garden House at a cost of approximately $18 million. Me say, Jamaica, Andrew Owens and his administration, real criminal. No joke. Now, I want to show how much it costs taxpayers to pay for $18 million to set up the Telvic D-Cerner conference microphone system. And so you have 63 sitting member of Parliament. Now today. Take away that money. 63 member of Parliament. Let me show the people the system that you people have. And we are going to get into the cost of the system. This worse than the drill also to, you know, is to show you the level of criminality with the Jamaica Labour Party, the level of criminality. And so then that's why it was important for people to understand that the country is broke because of the level of criminality of Andrew Owens. Jamaica, we are talking about over $3 trillion cannot be accounted for, you know, as a result of this. Look, you know what? Let us go to the conference room audio so the people can see it. I will show the people them that when we are doing our research, we don't play with our research. Accept all cookies. All right. Thank you. Here it is. Telvic conference, creating better understanding. And we're going to show you how capable the system has. All right. Here is, you see where is a Parliament setting. And you see that it can also host even more than 63 members, right, as it relates to the Telvic system. I just want Jamaica to see it, right, as it relates to whatever, you know, broad settings of meeting that you want to have. All right, the various system, discussion system, conferencing system, video conference system, tour guide system. Let us get into that. Show you the settings as it relates to parliamentary settings, what they have. Here it is: city councils, parliaments, institution, executive board, boardrooms, all of that the system can cover. Just going through to show you, right? But let us get now, right? We are going to show you certain things as it relates to the wired, wireless, interpretation, whatever, or you want to set the system, right? Just giving you a detailed look at the system to show you that, of course, I did the research on the right system, and we are going to get into casting. Take it away, honey. Just want to show the people the system. Let us get into the document teleconference unit system. Document. What Mystic Sensation done after a while? After doing that. Look on the cost. My Jamaican people, here it is. We're not telling no lie. Not telling no lie upon the Jamaica Labour Party government. But we know them all criminal. Telvic 8 unit meter system. Right? Telvic 10 unit meter system. So, honey, we could do the maths. Find out the cost of one of the system and multiply by 63. So 10 divide 8,353 by 10 for me. I could show Jamaica people who are going. Criminal. Right? Why if you coming up with the calculator? Right? Divide 10. Divide $8,353 by 10 to find out the cost of one. And then multiply that by 63.
$835.30. Just move the decimal places. 1 point. $853.30. $35.30.
What?
$835.30.
For one?
Yes.
Okay. Multiply that by 63 on it. Multiply that by 63.
52,623.90.
How much?
$52,620.
Let me write it down.
$90.
$52,623.90. $623.90. Take that away. Let me talk to my Jamaican people. So my Jamaican people, the overall cost, and I am giving you the latest cost. Remember, they bought it in what? 2022 or 2023? They pay for it. The cost I'm giving you is today's cost. Remember, today's cost. Today's cost. And for the 63 mics in Parliament, a total cost of $52,623.90. And that's US. $52,623.90. My Jamaican people, talk to me. How did they spend 18 million Jamaican dollars for the Telvic system? How did they come to $18 million for the Telvic system? We want the opposition also to deal with this situation. Right? We want to see purchase order and invoice on this particular situation. Andrew Wallace, your administration is a kleptocratic administration. How can you justify $52,623.90, right? To reach 18 million Jamaican dollars. What sort of justification are you going to give for $18 million? This is how wicked, brutal, and vicious you are to taxpayers. So taxpayers have to carry your burden that you apply on them. And you say you love Jamaican people? Eh? You are at the press conference of the prepared press conference preparation for tropical storm? As if to say what? You care? You care? You are robbing the people every second as you quench, you rob them. The pressure that you apply on the poor people, they can't bear it anymore. Can't bear it anymore. You're extremely vicious. Right? No. Look at this. Let us step and deal with that situation in terms of your hypocrisy. You and your wife. Let us deal with this. Now let us get now to the political bullying and dictatorship. Because act like Jamaica belongs to you. The way how you people are behaving as if Jamaicans owed you something. It appears as if, you understand, you're entitled to take taxpayers' money and put it in your personal piggy bank, your 28 account. Now, listen to this, my Jamaican people. Listen to this big piece of hypocrisy here.
A walkout during today's sitting. Members, the business before the House must always be conducted strictly in accordance with the standing orders.
Because I'm going to deal with her now. Make the people listen to what she has to say again. Okay, not allowing it? Okay, all right.
The actions of speakers are guided solely by the standing orders. Whoa. And speakers are compelled to act to preserve order, uphold the rules, and maintain the integrity of our proceedings. The disruption today arose during statement by ministers when a member of the opposition attempted to introduce a matter that was procedurally improper. The question posed by the member of Southwest St. Mary clearly related to payment to contractors, and Southeast St. Mary, clearly related to payment of contractors and settlement of invoices, which are outside of the allowed questions based on the statement by minister. Indeed. Having assessed the content of the question and against the relevant rules, it was determined out of order as the subject matter was not within the official cognizance of the minister. It was not within the official cognizance of the minister tasked with responding to the question and therefore breached the rules governing the propriety and content of questions presented to the House. The ruling was based on the clear provisions of the standing orders. Standing Order 16.1a provides that the proper object of the question is to obtain information on a question of fact within the official cognizance of the minister to whom it is addressed or to ask for official action. And Standing Order 16.1g, subsection 8 and 11 prohibit questions asking whether statements in the press or by private individuals, including contractors, are accurate.
Okay. My Jamaican people, let us see, right? We are going to summarize what Juliet Owens had just said. And let me say this, Jamaica, you know Mystic Sensation? Not yet. Yes, I caught her in the right place. Now, Jamaica, Juliet Owens claimed that the speaker, right, is to act, right, in accordance with standing orders of Parliament. And the speakers need to make sure that she acts with the level of integrity in respecting the standing orders, right, of Parliament. Now, Juliet Honest, that's what you said. That's why I played that, so that Jamaicans can listen to you and hear you loud and clear defending the standing orders, and that the leader of the House must act with integrity in following those standing orders. And so then, you have called out Mr. Brown, right? And you direct him to the particular standing orders that he was, as according to you, was so in breach. With you not bear in mind that what he was trying to ask and put in context, right, to a question, to an issue that previously had spoken by Matthew Samuda, and where his question was giving some relevance to that. However, let me show you how hypocritical you are. Remember what you said, that you are to act with integrity in obeying the standing orders of Parliament. Look at this. Let me remind you of this, Juliet Honest. Without any delay, let us show Jamaica and remind Jamaica as it relates to Juliet Honest breaching and breaking parliamentary standing orders. Look at this, Jamaican people. Juliet Honest, you didn't seem to remember this. That's why we said social media, again, is a blessing, such a blessing to many of those who want the facts and who want to better understand a hypocrite like you. Speaker urged to come clean in IC report rigmarole. Did you remember this? Did you remember this, Miss Honest? You never seems to remember this. And so you dismiss it, right, in the previous dispensation. And so then you don't care about the previous dispensation where you didn't follow the parliamentary rules. But you're so-called now reformalizing yourself within the new dispensation, right, that, okay, right, you know what, you know who you sound to me like? You sound like Napoleon the pig. You sound like Napoleon the pig. So you are running an animal farm parliament. That is what you are running. Now here you are, because you never remember in the past dispensation what occurred. Let us show you what occurred with you. Former National Integrity Action head Professor Trevor Monroe wants Outspeaker Juliet Honest to tell the country today the mischief Mrs. Juliet Honest she was seeking to correct by suspending the tabling of at least 2 reports from the Integrity Commission upon submission. Miss Juliet Honest, were you following parliamentary standing orders, or were you in breach? Let me ask you this. Do you want me to read it over to you, Mrs. Juliet Honest? Former National Integrity Action head Professor Trevor Monroe wants our Speaker Juliet Honest to tell country today the mischief she was seeking to correct by suspending the table of at least 2 reports from the Integrity Commission IC upon submission. Were you in accordance? Were you following parliamentary guidelines and standing orders? No. Despite guidance from the Attorney General that the long-held practice, let me read that over to you, Juliet Honest. Despite, Juliet Honest, guidance, or if you want to say in spite of guidance from the Attorney General that the long-held practice was not inconsistent with the law or parliamentary rules. Have you heard that, Juliet Honest? This was in your previous dispensation as Speaker of the House. We outrightly breach this. And this is a very serious, serious matter. This is not about a member of parliament that raised an issue and where the opposition want to respond in reference to the issue which bear its relevance in connecting the situation as it relates to persons have not been paid for drain cleaning from burial, which will make relevancy to the question being posed by Mr. Brown in terms of Mr. Brown now trying to ask or trying to ascertain whether or not that the government settled with those contractors, which will also now encourage those contractors to go and do drain cleaning. And so here you are pointing out whatever section that you believe that he is in breach, where you lack the sense of oversight and lack as it relates to you with that limited view, lacking insightfulness to know that the question that posed by Mr. Brown was relevant to a statement made by Matu Samuda as it relates to drain. And so you see, you are so a big dirty hypocrite coming out now, pointing out that the opposition walking out, right, doesn't seem to maintain good parliamentary orders and procedures. You're a blatant corruption. At the same time, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal Executive Director Janet Calder is urging the Speaker to share the specific jurisdictions she consulted to get advice that seemingly helped to inform her of ruling last week. She couldn't share that because she has no legal basis. It's just something that she believes conjure in terms of her own inner thoughts and try to impose. And that is one of the reasons why Mystic Sensation said you cannot and should not have Andrew Holness being the Prime Minister under investigation, Juliet Holness responsible, you understand, for the people's business, and so then wife and husband be at the political head of our politics. And so then what seems to be happening in Parliament is what I, Mystic Sensation, call bedroom politics. So then if Juliet Holness feel that certain things are not to happen in terms of how she perceive it, then okay, let us just go about it, right? And change standing orders and do this and do that, right? Because you are ruling over subjects. Now let me say this to you, Juliet Holness, right? You are acting the space within a kleptocratic government, and you ought to know that. And as I speak here today, you and your husband under investigation for what? Illicit enrichment. So I have to remind you guys of these things. That what should have happened in real democracy, both of you should have exited the politics. To avoid what? To avoid obstruction. To avoid interference. Which obviously both of you are doing. So then, as a result of this, we have to now classify the government to be a rogue government. A government, as it relates to its administration, cannot give an account for $3 trillion. And this is the administration that want to legislate for who? For me? Eh? You are mad, you are sick out of your head. Carla is asking owners to name one other jurisdiction where members of parliament have to wait on a subcommittee and their findings to then have access to a report that comes to parliament. So I break this rule now. Juliet owners. You have broken the rules because you believe civil all right. It should not go like that. And one of the reasons why you believe that it should not go like that, because you serve yourself as an obstructionist, interfering with investigation, because this very same situation, you understand, relating to your husband administration and their filthiness of corruption. And so then what you want to do here is to utilize what you call delay tactics, where it was clearly stated as it relates to parliamentary standing orders, as it relates to the Integrity Commission Act, Section 53, subsection 3, where it stated clearly that the Integrity Commission investigators cannot speak on a matter until it goes to Parliament, right? And then Parliament made their decision, and then, of course, they can speak on it. But no, what you want to do now, you want to circumvent. You want to circumvent that. And you want to take it now to an oversight committee. And let us ask the question. Who sits on the oversight committee? You! Juliet Honest, you sit on the oversight committee. You sit on the Integrity Commission oversight committee. What does that mean to you, Juliet Honest? Let me ask you. Because you claim you have common sense. What does that mean to you if you are going to be the subject of an investigation along with your husband? Which automatically you are, because you and your husband filed. So I don't care how big man them want to spin it. And you, Juliet Honest, who sits on the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee, where the Integrity Commission investigators are investigating your husband and in extension you, and you want that investigation to come to you for you to do what? For you to do what, Juliet Honest? You want that investigation to come to you for you to make what kind of decision? So let me ask you a question, Juliet Honest. Is that corrupted or it is not under your side? Eh? And this is the thing that I'm talking about. Where you are concerned. You are a hypocrite. And not only that you are a hypocrite, you are involved. And I leave it there. Let us take that away. Let us bring up the next document and show you. So we are here in the space to speak truth to power.
This walks out of Parliament after Golding mentions his wife.
As a result of an Integrity Commission investigation, the move to replace her with the wife of the Prime Minister, so that the head of Parliament is now the spouse of the head of government, really does not sit well with the tradition that the Speaker must act independently of the government of the day. The Speaker is intended to be independent and must act independently of the government today. That is the tradition. That is the tradition. The failure. Mr. Speaker.
Members. Members.
Members. Mr. Speaker, the failure to identify the so-called illicit 6 MPs.
Both sides. 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 Your Prime Minister fire you. Both sides. Your Prime Minister fire you. Both sides. Your Prime Minister fire you. Your Prime Minister fire you. Both sides. Both sides.
The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 6 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment remains.
Member.
Please, so we
Both sides. Both sides.
So, Juliet, honest, I want to speak to you, Juliet, that when you decide to talk about Mark Golden walkout, unless you prepare to explain as to why your husband walked out,
The government.
as to why the government walked out, unless you prepare to answer that before you ever speak about Mark Golden walking out. Because Mark Golden walking out deserve to walk out. And you, when you are trying to do what? To muzzle them from holding the government responsible as it relates to checks and balance. So my Jamaican people, we have it in terms of, yes, this is the reason why we are here, to straighten them out and speak the truth to power, not PR, telling lies, right? To hold the government accountable, right? To make sure that we have some leverage and some understanding as it relates to $3 trillion unaccounted for. When we have seen likes like Christopher Tufton take up $80 million of our money and did what with it? Gave it to someone who he associated with prior to Christopher Tufton came in power through the process of nepotism and cronyism. And yet he believed that he is vindicated. This man is mad. And they believe that they're entitled because to him, he's doing the right thing. Have no value, none whatsoever, to show us it relates to $80 million. Where you have seen likes like Darrell Vaz can take $1.4 billion, which is over $1.5 million, and should now attract at least 3 signatures. But they believe they are entitled. For what? 1.4 billion to have 110 old buses old buses where he lied in the initial stage that these were 110 new buses. These people are virus in our politics. And don't believe that they are making Jamaica any better for us. They are making it worse for us. And as we speak, right now, Darrell Vaz cannot explain, right? Where are the other buses? And that $1.4 billion already allotted. When we look and see this government putting a cost to the taxpayers, $17 million for a welcome sign in Montego Bay. Breaching procurement guidelines because they feel that they're entitled to taxpayers' money. And when you believe that, okay, that was just Montego Bay, they stretch it down to Negril and bill taxpayers for another $12 million for a welcome sign. Talk to me, Jamaican people. And when you think that they would have eased up, now it goes to a surgical drill. A drill that only would have cost 5,000 US. They bill the taxpayers 31 million Jamaican dollars. And the wound not being healed. But they dig in deeper to tear it wider because more blood should be spilled. Corruption after corruption. Evil. Unprecedented as it relates to this Jamaica Labour Party administration. Never before. In no other administration. The level of pilfering, the level of members of parliament under the microscope for illicit enrichment in no other administration has never happened. Unprecedented. Unprecedented because, of course, persons who have been awarded not because of performance, not because of doing the right thing, but because they are party to a crime. They are facilitator of a status quo that filled and filled with corruption. And so, of course, a big mama can survive because a system like this is conducive to big mama. Because having to owe $1.3 billion in tax, a system like this, who also the head of the system, which is the Prime Minister, is running his company that breaching the tax laws of Jamaica. And so then criminals is raining on their parade because it is joy that the kingpin, bro God, bring to them because they are now all eating out of the corruption trough. And so then we have seen that likes like Christopher Tufton can done so much damage to our health care and being awarded to do what? For what? Being awarded, saying what to us? Andrew Holness is saying that we deserve him. To him, Andrew Holness is doing good to destroy us. And that is what he likes. And so then people have to read it for what it is. He is awarding Christopher Tufton because Christopher Tufton has been doing the right thing to him in damaging our healthcare, in damaging the healthcare system. Because Andrew Holness feel appeased, feel pleased about the situation. And so then, of course, he has to award him because to him, he has done the right thing in terms of the continuous cruelty that Christopher Tufton is doing to the Jamaican people. Crisis proportion, my Jamaican people. Crisis proportion. Now let me just ease back and give maybe a 15 minutes for persons to call in, right? And where we can interact. Because, you know, we have to come back on our evening show, right? So we have to prepare ourselves again for this evening at 7 p.m. So we have to make sure that we get our stuff ready, right? So let me just wait for persons to call in. Right, speak to me about any thing that you know you want to speak on. Any concern, right, that you have. I am here. Melting Pot is not here on the afternoon show, so I presume that he's going to be here on the evening show. So we'll be having Melting Pot later.
Okay, guys. While we're waiting on calls to come in, I have these emergency numbers for St. James.
Okay.
So if anytime during the impending system, natural disaster that's coming and you have to call, make an emergency call, then for the hospitals and the health services, these are the numbers, emergency numbers, Child Development Agency, Parish Emergency Operations Centers, ODPEM numbers also there for Montego Bay, and also for welfare if you might need help after the system has passed or even during. So disaster management unit. Okay. The numbers there also address Minister of Labor and Social Security, Jamaica Fire.
Yes, my sister P.
Jamaica Constabulary Force in the different areas.
Big up yourself, my sister P. Welcome, welcome. Yes, talk to me, sister P.
Yeah, me have to talk about Big Mama.
Yes.
We didn't rank himself.
More than rank.
What a man stink.
Bright.
Eh?
Bright.
I mean, when I watch your program, so me I send a message to you. Big, ugly, stinking Cliff Hughes, you may a chat.
Talk to him.
Mark Jefferson Golden is a decent gentleman. Him have a wife. You never hear him name a call upon no other people. When him in the parliament, no other parliamentarian woman can call up in name. So then when no size and something, you're out. How hard it is, how soft it is.
All right.
No. You know, I talk about the man to step back and come off a back on this. The man is our, by law, is the people's opposition. And the meaning of opposition is to oppose.
Yes.
Worse when things is not going the right way for the people. Right? He was set there by the people. It's not because of you. They are you and your friend and your rival. Why him is not in the fully prime minister?
Exactly so.
You understand? So you have a lot to confess about you. Come off of Mark Jefferson Golden back. You and Mark Jefferson Golden is no companion. There's nothing near Mark Jefferson Golden. He's a son of the soil. He was born here, he live here, and he might go dead here, and he might go bury here. what Mark Jefferson Golding family, father, mother, grandfather have done to this piece of rock. You and your whole nation have never done it. Cliff Hughes, get a hold of yourself. Go buy your Pampers them. And go to a doctor, make them get you some English car. Go fix up yourself. Be a man. Me don't know when you run for election. I remember, you know, the money where you owe. Someday, sometime you have to pay it. And you feel like it ever go so. You have to pay. I make sure you owe. You want all of the Jamaican people have to suffer with you. Remember now, we have kids, young people in a university who watch the parliament. Tell Gillette only say, the parliament is not a house. Or where the bomb in a trap.
Exactly.
And Gillette police must come down. Because now we tell them to go take thief and greedy and gravelicious. Put them in their spot. You get a job, you did a job like how if you do. So because no craving, or no thief, or no gravelicious, put in that spot, make people can ask questions. The parliament is to ask questions and get, the parliamentarian to ask questions and get answers. And if you answer what they get is not suitable, then they're going to stop till they get the right answers for the people who put them there. They are not like you people who stuff box, thief, vote. And when you know we don't respect you people them. See JPS man them come out in a hurricane can tell we say we must prepare to increase our JPS bill. What a heart to know have. And you know see all those things to talk about. You know the hurricane before you look me say JPS I go say him a go drop a bill and whatever. They say you feel him and they will expect raise a price when people now work. You know I talk about the robot then when you say okay to take people out of job. Can't them they sit in the Cliff Hughes and go my guy yard. And me I call for them. What you call it? The people them were responsible broadcasting. How you call them?
The Broadcasting Commission.
Broadcasting Commission, yes.
Me I beg whosoever who responds for that. Tell Cliff Hughes him a jumping board, and when Cliff Hughes jump overboard, tell him, Mark Golding is a gentleman. He's the people's opposition. He's the second prime minister. And for God's sake, tell Cliff Hughes you have a little respect for him. Because Mark Golding not disrespect nobody. Okay? All right.
See him, Seaga.
So, pick up yourself.
Big up.
And the next thing, me and some people are talking about PMP tax makes money. Let me tell you something. Jamaican people and what up, you know, if you learn to read understanding. Whatever you don't know, you ask questions.
Exactly.
A donation, spelled DONATION, donation, is different from a fee, FEE. Go look up it two different. So if CMX even give PMP a donation, nothing is wrong. But a fee, what is the fee for?
Well, that needs to be explained. What is the fee for?
What is the fee for? Because if you give me something, you give me something. What if me I go pay a fee? What me I pay for?
That needs to be explained.
Huh?
That needs to be explained.
That needs to be explained. I don't know what type of PMP collect the money to. Look, boy, man. Anyway, I want to say now, God is God and God can't change. That is the reason why I said Melissa come here. And people are going to say, we don't have nothing. We don't have nothing for me love of God. Me personal want Melissa to come. For sure, how stupid you know be. How stupid you know be. I want to sell out to yourself for 30,000, 50,000, and 1,000. When Melissa come and blow, make sure say the $20,000 save, you know. Blow, Melissa, blow. In the name of Jesus. All right, Mr. Clayton.
Bless yourself, yeah, my sister.
Blow and marry.
All right.
Melissa, blow, win, blow. Oh.
Yeah, only someone was calling. Let's see if I can find the person there and call back the person there. All right, for the person who was calling and Sister P was on the line, we are calling you back, right? To make sure that, of course, your engagement right, being heard. All right, so let us call about this person. Right? I mean, Jamaica, it is time now that...
Hello,
okay, all right.
You're on Mystic Sensation.
Yes, you're on Mystic Sensation Live, my dear. Go ahead.
Oh God, Mystic Sensation.
Bless.
Thanks for the hard work.
Thank you, my dear.
Lovely wife, Anne-Marie.
You're welcome.
Marie is doing. Anne-Marie, I hope you're feeling much better.
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm tired. I'm depressed.
We're all depressed. We're all depressed.
Yeah, I'm tired and I'm really depressed, you know, with the happening that is going on in my country.
Yes.
And people are so, what would I call it? It's not biased, but people are so colorblind, where they can't see right from wrong. When it's going on like this, you know, it's very, very serious. Because if you have your children and you see where they're going wrong, you need to reprimand them.
Yes.
And let them know, you know, what they're doing is not right. And what the government is doing, I don't, when I go on social media, and I see people come in and say things, I try my best not to say much because I don't want to go down that road. Because you can't not argue, but you can reason with people who is so colorblind. You know, it's your country. How can you not love your country? Oh, so what Andrew do? What him do wrong? If everybody cheats, they can't continue. Jesus,
they're more loyal to the party than to the country.
Well, you see,
yeah, it's
sister.
I see people come day in, night out and teach fact. You have the facts to back it up. You just don't come and talk. You have the facts.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I mean, what's gonna happen?
I don't look, sister. Let me say this to you. When I am here, right, my wife and myself and Melting Pot, Ratigan, and we process information, right? We make sure that we do the research and we bring the facts. Because at the end of the day, we are here, you understand, pressing for good governance. Pressing for good governance. And for me, my sister, right, not being biased, but Mark Golden is someone who is an honest person.
Very much, very much, very much.
And look, and I am not trying to, look, let me say this. I am honest in the sense that, look, I am a democratic socialist. My politics is democratic socialism because of what the policy is. I am a manlyite. I am a manlyite. So I'm not hide that. But okay, being a manlyite, you don't think that I can be well measurable, I mean well balanced, and speak the truth, right? Because my politics is manlyite, but I am here in terms of speaking the truth.
Definitely.
And where if anyone, as it relates to being a democratic socialist, right, done something wrong, right, I am going to speak, you understand, in light of that wrongdoing, and let him know that yes, it is wrong. Because the politics should be about the people. You see, my dear, when you can get your politics beyond a party line, right? The politics should be now, you understand, you being a Jamaican, right? Your politics should be for the country and the development of the country.
Definitely.
So your politics should not be partisan. Although, you understand, I have a preference to a political party.
which we all should, you know, is entitled to.
It's my fundamental rights. It's my fundamental rights. I cannot support, you understand, a party who is a capitalist. And I know why I don't support a capitalist. I don't support a capitalist because of their trickle-down economics and to the fact that they don't see, their politics doesn't see to spread wealth, you understand, across the length and breadth of a particular society. So where you have a democratic socialist policy, you understand, building social programs, right, and creating these programs so that the nation, you understand, can be pulled together as opposed to individual, right?
Getting rich.
Exactly. So, all right. So, sister, so that is it in terms of my dialogue with you. I want to talk to someone else because they are calling. All right? Bless yourself. Let me answer this, my brethren here. Blessings.
Bye-bye.
Yes, my brethren, you're on Mystic Sensation. Pleasure to talk to you. Go ahead. Hello. Bless. Before you speak, if you have any device in the background, please turn it off because it is giving us a feedback. All right, thank you.
Better now?
Yes.
Okay. May I try to get through to Mystic Sensation?
Yeah, man, this is Mystic Sensation.
Okay, all right. One reason, but I like to get ISAT phone number. Can you help assist me with it?
Okay. I can. All right. Talk to me after the year because I would first have to have an understanding in terms of why you need the number, and then I would have to have dialogue with ISAT. You understand in terms of you know.
So send us a message on this number.
Send us
WhatsApp.
send us a message on WhatsApp.
On this number.
Yes.
Yes.
Just
message us. Message us.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. So that was the only thing that you called for.
Yeah, because well, really, me can't brief you on it, you know, because me having problem over here now with my NIS.
Okay. No. All right. Here the thing is, let just do what I say, right, and then we take it from there where ISAT is concerned. All right. Cool.
All right.
Bless up yourself, my brother. All right. Yes, honey. I think someone else was calling. Let us get to that person and we have an interaction today. Right. We are keeping it until 3 p.m. 3 p.m. and then we come off. So we are opening the line until 3 p.m. See if we can get in some more persons to interact. So as I was saying, as it relates to my politics, right, democratic socialism, right, and I see the reason as it relates to, right, why I defend democratic socialism and why, right, I am in line with the People's National Party, right, because it is the same principle, right, from Norman Manley to Michael Manley to PJ Patterson, right, to Portia Simpson, right, to Peter Phillips, and to now Mark Golding. Policy has never been changed. The People's National Party, as it said, People's National Party, right, nation building, and that is what, right, I'm in line.
This is Comrade from West Palm Beach.
All right, my brother, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Mystic, hello,
Blessing.
my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. And you?
Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you, man. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Yes.
Yes. I'm listening to the show and I'm loving the show, Mystic.
Thank you very much.
Things that I just wanted to say in regards to the hurricane.
Yes.
Not only are the drains not cleared in Jamaica, but one of the things that one of the major problem and the major thing with power outage is trees not being trees not being cut. Trees are the major destructor of power lines.
Yes.
And they have not done any of that in Jamaica. And I can tell you that's a fact.
And I know too. You're right.
The country is not prepared for this hurricane.
Oh my goodness.
It is not prepared. Because number one, they haven't even fully recovered from burial.
Exactly.
You know, so for the Prime Minister to go and tell the people that they're prepared, he's a liar and he's deceiving the people again. How long is the Jamaica people going to continuously let Andrew Holness come on the air, come and stand in front of a podium and deceive them, trick them, bamboozle them? How long are they going to let this man do this to them? Mystic, at some point in time, the people have to take responsibility for themselves, you know.
I agree.
We here in the diaspora on the airwaves cannot take the responsibility for them. When are the people going to take responsibility for themselves?
I do agree, sir. I do agree.
You know, because we see the same playbook over and over. Nothing being done, but he comes out and tell them something is being done. He takes the Jamaican people for a fool, and you're acting like fools.
But let me tell you something, Carla. As it relates to the Prime Minister constituency, one of the main things that the people were talking about, you know, they haven't seen the Prime Minister visit his personal constituency for years, you know.
Well, his ex-constituency, he did not win the constituency back. He lost it.
Exactly.
He lost it.
That goes for his political representation.
Yes.
Crazy.
Mystic, I don't know, but it's disappointing for me that the Jamaican people are just suckered in by this man. And let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think it's a coincidence that the Prime Minister have legalized Obia and there's a hurricane coming to destroy the country?
And then have big prayer.
Look here. This month, remember, you know, Carla, if you are following me,
remember what happened to Haiti?
Yes. If you are following me for, you know, God, he knows when you are following me from. Remember, I have told Jamaica time and time that Andrew Holness is 100% pure evil. You know?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
I mean, Jamaica people, and that's what I'm saying. When are the people going to take hold? Because I don't think it's a coincidence.
No.
You legalize evil, and then destruction is on top of the country.
It's crazy.
The country is facing a total demolition and destruction from this hurricane. And they're not, and I'm listening to the Jamaican media, and they're not even the magnitude of this. This is going to make Burrell look like a baby. This storm makes Burrell look like a baby.
And you know, Carla, let me say this, and I'm glad you say that. Because listen now, they don't understand that the system is moving slow. What does that mean? Let us explain it to them. When the system is moving slow, it allows itself to expand and filters on the autobahn a lot of torrential rain, which is going to cause flooding,
continuous rain,
serious flooding, because of how slow the system is building up, is moving. And this Prime Minister, look, it's sick.
Listen, the weather report saying that come Sunday and Monday, sustainable winds at 140 miles an hour. What's going to be left of Jamaica if this really happens?
So that means that would be a category 4 in terms of 140 miles per hour.
Sunday and Monday, it's category 4. Dead in the center of Jamaica.
Whoa. Mighty God.
And they're saying that the storm is going to hover for at least 3 to 4 days. That's how slow it's moving. And they're not telling the people. For 3 to 4 days.
And Carla, let me say this. I have been here and I said, you know, even yesterday, right? I am pleading to the people in the low-lying areas, asking them, particularly for those in the low-lying areas, to understand, as it relates to the system moving so slow. For those people live out of the low-lying areas, particularly fishermen and all those persons who have to depend on, you know, their boat for their livelihood. You understand? Safeguard them. You understand? Take yourself away. I cannot stress it no more as it relates to the safety of my people.
This is going to be one of the most horrific storms that hit the Caribbean and the country. If you're following the news, the weather report from Haiti and the other islands coming up,
yes,
the amount of rain that they're getting is unbelievable.
Oh my God.
We have flooding already in the country because the place is so saturated. So I mean, it is going to be. I mean, if you listen to the international weather report, they're telling you
Yes.
that they were showing pictures of Jamaica and showing you Jamaica harbor with all the yachts. They're saying by Monday there will be nothing left there.
I have a clip. I have a clip to show on my my later show, right? That is coming on 7 p.m. With that as a speak there, right? But we are not into the doom and gloom situation. We are just speaking the facts and making sure that we are telling them. Yes, we are telling them to be exactly right.
Life is at risk here. You know what's also disappointing?
Yes.
People can't even afford to buy board and zinc.
Oh my God.
We're here talking about but people can't even afford to protect their property because board and zinc is out of control. The price is too high. It's out of control. They can't afford to buy the basic necessities to protect themselves and their properties.
But here the killing of it now, as it relates to, you know, the wickedness of it all. That JPS now is now preparing the people that they are going to pay higher electricity bill, you know. The level of cruelty, you know, my brother.
But you know, we can, you know, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but when you sell your vote for your belly full, when you don't vote, when you disenfranchise yourself by not voting, when you make people con you for not voting, these are the repercussion of not voting. These are the repercussion of sitting on the sideline. These are the repercussion of saying that you're not interested. These are the things that happen to you. And the people who don't participate are the people are the less fortunate, and they suffer the most. And it's sad to say that, but that's a fact. Because they're the ones who are easily bought out with a belly full to the hungry tomorrow, and the politician gone about in business, and him live the big life and enjoy himself because you didn't participate, and your situation have not changed. Jamaica people got to stop doing this to themselves.
You know, my brother.
They have to stop doing it to themselves.
Hold on, my brother. You know what is distasteful? You know what is despicable? Let me tell you what is despicable. Do you know that this prime minister stole the election? Because under no circumstances I'm going to make saying that win the election. Steal the election on the basis, and let me tell you why. On the basis that he didn't have a mandate for the people. He didn't have a mandate for the people, you know. Just imagine now, a ordinary person like me and you, who is applying for a job, right? And if the requirement that we have to have might be a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and you name it, right? Can we go there not having the requirement? Let me ask you. Yes, my brother.
Up to the election, they didn't put out a manifesto. They didn't put out a mandate. And they're governing the very same way. They're governing the same way. No plan, no direction, just shooting from the hip, lying, stealing. It is like anarchy and chaos. I mean, it's like the blind leading the blind when it comes to governing the country. And I thought that the Speaker of the House was disrespectful, deplorable, and she was out of line in every single way possible. And I'm telling you, the PNP cannot just walk out. There need to be more actions taken. Margot, they can't just walk out every time she's disrespectful and rude. They've got to remove her from this as the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, but Carla, all right, hold on.
You got to go to court, take it to
yeah,
court.
man, hold on, Carla. All right, Carla, let me hold on, Carla. Let me update you because it might be you haven't heard what Mark Golden said. He said that him walked out is not going to be the means that he's going to be utilized. He's going to utilize other means. And I'm glad that you're speaking on those. Yes, man, Mark Golden is going to do that. Remember, you know, Let me tell you something, Carla. Right? When it comes to Mark Golding, right? This is the question that I'm asking. Right? And I'm asking particularly all those who support JLP. Which other member of parliament, right, had worked on and passed as it relates to legislations in parliament? None other can pass Mark Golding. Mark Golding has done that. So then, when it comes to the prudency of Mark Golding, me no question it, you know. And let me tell you something. Sometimes, some of the times when people are saying Mark Golding should be doing this and should be doing that, it goes to the fact that they lack the civil knowledge. And let me say why. Some of the things that they're asking Mark Golding to do, right? Remember that the DPP, right, is the person who the Constitution, right, of that person to deal with prosecution.
Yes.
And so then the DPP would have to give the People's National Party or the opposition, right, a fiat to prosecute. So then they don't understand that several of the things that they are saying that Mark Golding can do and wherever, really and truly Mark Golding cannot do that.
Yeah, he cannot do it.
And that is one of the reasons why.
There's laws.
Exactly. And that is one of the reasons why Tom Tavares was asking the DPP for a fiat to prosecute. And so yes, when people understand all these things, some of the things that they are talking about and said Mark Golding can do this and opposition can do, they don't understand that. Look, you can't put yourself into a position where it seems like you find yourself against the law, want to overthrow the government.
Exactly.
You will get in trouble.
They will spin that.
And they will spin it.
They will spin that in a heartbeat.
They will spin it in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. You know?
Some people need to be careful in terms of what they are saying that Mark Golding need to engage in. Yes, go ahead, Carl. Sorry.
One more caveat mistake. You look at the Jamaica Parliament. Do you know all the greatest legal mind in the country is on the PNP side?
All right.
All
Thank you.
The greatest legal mind
Thank
in
you.
the country is on the opposition, and all the quacks and criminal is on the other side. Just look at
That's true.
The Jamaica political realm.
That's true.
Entire Labour Right Party.
That's true.
It's nothing but shysters, shifters, and hustlers.
And hustlers.
All the greatest, from ISAT Buchanan, the Mark Golding, and you name it, on and on and on. The greatest legal mind in the country.
Yes.
Is on the side of the PNP.
Yes.
And that's why they've never lost a case. They've never lost a case to Andrew Holness.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know if people ever stop to think about that and look at that. All the greatest legal mind in the country is on the side of the opposition. And all the shifters, shifters, and crooks are running the country.
You're right.
It's such a dynamic.
You're 100% right.
My question is, how, and now that the PNP have a stronger hold in Parliament, how is this bunch of pedophile and crooks and klepto, you have a name to call them, klepto, whatever you call them, Mr.
Yeah, man.
How are they going to respond? How can they respond and deal with the legal minds and the acumen of leadership coming from the PNP? Because the strategy that they're using is disrespect,
yes,
cutting off the mics,
yes,
and the speaker using her power to disrupt,
yes,
and suppress the opposition,
yes,
which is anti-democratic.
Well, let me say this to you, and let me tell you in terms of how proud I feel, because one of the success of the People's National Party in terms of having that 28 my brethren is to the fact that the incumbent do not have that 2/3 majority, and Jamaican people need to understand how fundamental and important that is. That
That's a huge difference in laws, legislation.
As I speaking to you, I'm having goosebumps all over, because guess what? Andrew Holness is now on a leash. We have him on a leash.
How are they going to function knowing that from an intellectual and intelligent point
Yes.
basis, they are the minority. How are they going to respond knowing that the PNP, when you look at ISAT Buchanan sitting across from them, you look at Mark Golding sitting across from them, how are they going to, that shit is scary.
But look here, Carla. When I smile, when I look at Mr. Brown, and when I see that the Speaker of the House try to, put up our objection so many times and try to belittle him, the man still coming back and continue and being continuous and being repetitive in terms of what he wants, and know that he's not out of bounds, and know that the question he's asking is relevant. And so no matter how the Speaker...
What does that say about the Speaker?
Arrogant.
When does professionalism
come
into play? What does that say about her as not only her as a speaker, but her as a representative for the people?
Exactly.
What does that say about her? What does that say about her acumen in the position that she's in? She's acting illegally and don't even know she's acting illegally.
Well, I love how you said that.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love how you said it.
They're acting illegally and don't even realize they're acting illegally.
Exactly.
That speaks to the ignorance of the Jamaica Labour Party. It's a bunch of dunce. Say it plain and straight. You're a bunch of dunce.
I do agree with you 100%, Carla. Right? You could never say it better.
It's behind me. It's beyond me to see a speaker behave in that manner. Mystic is in the history of the country. We've never seen anything like this.
Never.
Our system of governance does not allow for this to happen.
You're so right. And so
it must be out of ignorance. It's a behavior out of ignorance, not knowing your position, not knowing your responsibility, and not knowing your boundaries.
And that is what I am asking previously, Carla. Now, when you have the prime, look here, Carla, because you and I love arguing with you, If you notice, me now give you no quick time to come off, because I love the interaction that I'm having with you, Now, Carla, now listen this. You have the Prime Minister who is under investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, automatically, the Prime Minister and his wife file together. So then in extension, right, Juliet Owens would be a part of that investigation. Now, let us be technical here. But yes, having said this, the Prime Minister wife, not only that, right, she is the head of Parliament, and the Prime Minister is the head of the country. She also sits on the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee. So then now, she being the subject, my friend, of an investigation. Right? Now, she now want to circumvent a situation as it relates to the IC report. What the law says, right, as it relates to the Integrity Commission Act Section 53, subsection 3, which is the Muslim clause, that says specifically to the Integrity Commission that they cannot speak on any matter of any investigation until it processes through the Parliament. You know what she wants to do? She wanted to do in the previous dispensation was to now circumvent that, for it now to go to the Oversight Committee. And let me ask you, Carla, who you think sits on the Oversight Committee? She sits on the Oversight Committee.
Listen, my question, because I'm not, how did she get there?
Corruption. I think you're asking me a rhetorical question, You're asking me a rhetorical question. I know you know the answer.
It wasn't meant to be a rhetorical question. and that's my thing. How does the country allow for these things to happen? First of all, she shouldn't. If she's Speaker of the House, she should not be on that committee. If she's on that committee, she can't be Speaker of the House.
Crazy.
How does the country allow for one family to occupy so many areas? You know what Jamaica got to stop? What must end in Jamaica mistake in order to stem corruption?
Yes.
The family governance.
Oh my
Family
God.
governance must end in Jamaica.
Must.
You can't have bars and family, Samud and family, Wellness and family, Charles and family.
Charles and family.
And it goes on and on. When is Jamaica going to end that cycle?
Mighty God, man.
Them pass down seed and wealth to them family and nothing for the interest of the country. Jamaica must end the family governance. We must end the family governance. The family governance must end at some point in time. We can't have generations of family around the country in these modern ages.
But what's your caller? What's your caller? And here, in terms of what you said, this is why it is very serious. In the Constitution, the other night, Rattigan and myself, we were reasoning as it relates to Christopher Tufton, and the IC did not recommend charges as it relates to Christopher Tufton. And I was asking as it relates to, you know, on what tenant of law that the IC would have recommended prosecution for Christopher Tufton. Because when I look, I do agree with the IC in terms of what they have. Because guess what, Carla? Nowhere in the Constitution or in any parliamentary laws where nepotism is a crime. And this is the problem. This is the problem. And this is what people are not seeing, that look, they are utilizing the gaps of that, breaking down procurement rules and guidelines and giving them friends contract. You understand? So then this is how they deplete the country's wealth through those gaps. And I'm saying that exactly, we are doing a constitution, we are on the brink in terms of a constitutional reform, which is very important, right? We need to move to certain criminal codes to get nepotism as a criminal act and define it in law.
It should be.
So they can be prosecuted.
Yes, it should be.
It should be.
Yeah, we have to end the nepotism, the cronyism, and the family governance. You know, this must end in the country. If we want the country to move forward, we've got to get rid of the family governance, because these family use Jamaica as their ATM.
Yes.
As their personal ATM card. You know, and it's got to stop.
Exactly.
Because here we are facing a hurricane, and the government don't have the money, the ability, or the knowledge of how to protect the people. They don't.
They don't.
And to me, I would consider that to be criminal.
I agree with you.
My brother, it was nice talking to you as usual.
Blessings, my brother. Blessings.
We gotta keep the good fight.
Yes, exactly. Right.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, Carla, for calling in. And this is what you know we are saying. I will end the program here in saying, right, that we need to shape these laws, right? Impeachment, right, must be in law going forward, right? And of course, nepotism must shape in law. And as a matter of fact, if we can entrench it in the Constitution, better yet. Right? And so then, ladies and gentlemen, let me just hand over to Wifey for Wifey to take us out.
Okay,
Wifey.
guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, we cannot stress the importance of following the instructions of those in authority regarding this natural disaster that's coming, because as you hear, it might develop into a very, very detrimental hurricane. Carol, I'm good. Thank you. Anne-Marie, thanks for asking. I'm great. Thank you. And remember to try to get emergency numbers to keep, so that if you're caught in a situation where you need emergency assistance to get out of that situation. I only have the list for the St. James region because we're in a community email, and we still get correspondence from because we still have our house in that community. So we get the correspondence email. So they had sent out the emergency contact list for Montego Bay, and I am just gonna highlight it again for those living in the Montego Bay area. This is the emergency contact list. In terms of numbers and addresses are also listed there. So if you need assistance after the hurricane with disaster management, poor relief and stuff like that, then you can go back and look through the different addresses and phone numbers are there for the different communities in for Jamaica Constabulary Force, Jamaica Fire Brigade, for welfare, emergency numbers overall for Child Development Agency, ODPEM Parish Emergency Operations Centers, and also the hospital if you need to get emergency assistance, as I said. Right? So thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate each and every one. Until later, Melting Pot should be joining us.
Oh yes, later will be greater.
He wasn't able to join us now. So thank you guys so much, and make sure to store water. Make sure you store water, because I'm sure there's going to be water outage, because I just got an update too about water storage in the community. Make sure you store enough water that you have to use after the passing of the system, because mains are going to be broken, sewage line can be broken, contaminate drinking water and stuff like that. So make sure you have enough water stored up, so that after, because water is life, food is life. So
and make sure you need to be buying up certain goodies to make sure.
All right. So thank you so much. Really appreciate each and everyone. Until later.
Be greater. All right. Well, good.
Stay safe.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right side of the argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.